In this video, I'm going to be playing a Justice and Aggression Spider-Woman. This is the second time that I've tried to use this format, though the next couple of videos, I believe I'm going to be trying something a little different. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give both my thoughts on Spider-Woman, but also kind of what my first impressions of Psylocke, who was announced today as of this recording. And I will have the timestamp for the Psylocke portion down below. Okay, so to get started, I'm playing Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. I have an Aggression and Justice deck. I'm playing against Sandman. I've got the City Chaos and Down to Earth, or I'm sorry, City in Chaos and Down to Earth. I'm playing in Standard. Again, as I've done in the past, this will be my board for the villain. This will be my board for the hero. You get to see my pretty face here. And then over in the corner, I will have all my special effects. So let's go ahead and get started.
Finally.
So I will draw my first, 6 cards. Ooh boy. This is going to be a problem. Not problem, it's just... Oh my gosh, this is such an amazing already. I'm pretty excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am going to flip over to Spider-Woman. I really want to get the finesse out because that will allow me to pay for some cards. So let's use Fluid Motion and Wiccan to get finesse out. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's say I'm going to drop these two, and then I'd probably play this, and then maybe use this to pay for that. Alright, so let's exhaust these 3, and hopefully I can get a double resource or something. Alright, so we got, Strength, Pheromones, and Power of Aggression. That's awesome. That's even better. Okay, so we can come here. I'm going to use Strength to get Vanessa out. Alright, so I'm going to attack the sand counters for 1. Okay, so I'm going to use Pheromones to pay for Self-Propelled Glide, which will allow me to ready. And then I get the pitch back. Oh man, I'd only be able to attack for 1 and then deal 4 damage. This is not going as well as I thought it was going to go. Alright. I think I'm good. I think I can do the same thing I just did. So I'll exhaust her again to remove the amount of damage I can do, which is another 1 off the sand counters. So now I'm at 2, and then I will use Power of Aggression to play Pitch Back, which would allow me to deal 4 damage to Sandman.
Idiot. Freaking idiot.
It's proven to be a big disappointment to me.
Alright, so I've gone ahead and added 1 to the hapless pedestrians. So Sandman's going to attack me. I'm not going to do anything about it. So he's going to hit me for 2, 3, and then because he hit me for 3, I'm going to have to resolve Surging Sand's ability, which says I place 1 sand counter here, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of sand counters here. So we are going to now get rid of 3 cards. Ooh. I don't think you see that, but it's Shadows of the Past. And then I'm going to get my encounter card, which is Caught Off Guard. So that's not cool.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Alright, so I kind of hurt, but we're going to use Power of Justice to pay for Inconspicuous. You know what? We're not. We're going to use Tigra to pay for Power of Inconspicuous, which allows me to reduce the threat on the main scheme. Well, it says I can remove 3 threat from among all of my schemes. Because I did that, we're just going to put these here. I get +1 here. That's what we're going to try to do. Anytime I get a +1, I got the 3 different colors. I'll add them in here. So I got that, and then I'm going to use energy to play Venom Blast, which means I do 5 damage to Sandman. That puts us at 8. And that means I get this here. And then I can exhaust Spider-Woman to deal 4 damage to the sand counters here. And now we're at 0. I feel like we're getting ahead of this now. Ooh, that was a good call on keeping the Power of Justice, because now I get Impede, which is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use Yaw and Roll. I think I counted on Aerial too much.
Well, we all make mistakes.
Alright, so Sandman's going to go ahead and attack me. He's going to deal 2. I don't have anything, and I mean, I'm still going to take damage, so I'm not going to defend. So he's going to hit me for 2. Hits me for 2. And then I'm going to have to resolve Surging Sand's ability. Discard 1 card. Alright. And then, last but not least, Sand Clone. So he has X is equal to the number of sand counters in city streets. And when defeated, I have to resolve Surging Sands. Alright, so we're going to get started. Use the Power of Justice to play Impede. I will get to remove 3 threat from the main scheme. I forgot this goes away. So then I'm going to use Impede and Yawn Roll to play Venom Blast, where I'm going to do another 3 damage, or 5 damage to Sandman. And because, I'm sorry, that's... The reason I said 3 was because that's how much he's going to go down to. I deal 5, but yeah. So this card is gone now, and I'm at 3 damage. So let's go ahead and exhaust this, where I deal 3 damage to Home Slice here, which means I have to resolve Surging Sands, which is going to be 2. I think what I want to do is I think I'm going to go... I'm going to get rid of Relentless Assault, and I'm going to flip over to Jessica, since I have 6 health and I've just been taking a massive amount of beating. So we'll ready up, let's get rid of these, and then I'm going to draw 6 cards. And I am getting some pretty decent ones, I think.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Alright, so he's gonna scheme for 1 plus 1, 2, 3, so he schemes for 4. So now we're at 5. That's pretty vicious, actually. Alright, and now I get my side scheme, or my encounter card, which is Sandform. And it says, when you deal any amount of damage to Sandman, discard this card instead and reserve the Surging Sands ability on city streets.
I hear he's much tougher than his predecessor.
Alright, so what I want to do, I'm going to use her action where I look at the top deck. Okay, so that's nothing important. I think I'm going to spend Captain Marvel. It's probably a super great card for her to put out Jessica's apartment, and I draw the top 5 cards. And we got... Ooh, that's good. Yeah. I think we're going to go with the contaminant immunity. That's going to be epic if I can get it out, which I don't think that's going to happen. So next I'm going to use... Yeah, it's not going to happen. You know what? No, we'll use Yaw and Roll instead. Yeah. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to pay Power of Justice to get out Heroic Intuition. So now I thwart for 2 regardless. And then we're going to use Quake and Yawn Roll to get Martial Prowlness. And this will allow me to start paying for some events for free, essentially. Or, you know, it gives me a resource to pay. So that works. But because I paid for aspect cards, that's in play. I don't know what's better. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 for this. So let's do that and get rid of the main threat just to make sure that I don't have anything crazy going on this next round. And then we'll draw our hands and ready everything. All right, and we got multitasking, self-propelled glide, spider girl, multitasking again, and pheromones. So ideally, I want to get pheromones out. Man, we'll see what happens.
Let's find out.
All right, so Sandman's going to attack me. He's going to deal 2 damage plus 1. I take 3 damage. I might have to flip over again next round. And we add a sand counter here. And then my counter card is threat or menace. You may change form. If you are in hero form, place 2 threat in the main scheme. If you are in alter ego form, you cannot change form during your next turn. Yeah, let's go and we'll change form.
Then there is nothing to gain.
All right, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and heal Jessica Drew for 3. So it's 6 here. We're going to also go ahead and use both of the multitaskings to play for Spider Girl. We'll exhaust the apartment for our top 5 cards, which are Clobber, Contaminant Immunity, Sense of Justice, Self-Propelled Glide, and Skilled Investigator. Let's go with the Sense of Justice. That seems like it'd be a great plan. That's, yeah. All right, and then we'll take these 2 cards to pay for Sense of Justice. So now I have Sense of Justice and Martial Prowess. So I should be able to reduce the cost of all of my cards. And then I guess I'll have Spider Girl thwart for 1. Yeah, we'll have her thwart for 1 just to kind of minimize all of the stuff that's going to happen next round.
Outstanding, soldier, outstanding!
Okay, so Sandman's going to go ahead and scheme against me for 1. So he's only going to scheme for... Well, that's not bad. Just 2 extra scheme for the round. And now I'm going to get my counter card, which is Sandstorm. It says deal X indirect damage among players divided as you choose, where X is equal to the number of sand counters on city streets. If no sand counters are on city streets, place 3 sand counters on it and shuffle this deck into the encounter deck. So we're at 3, so that means, what is it? Deal X number of damage. So I guess Spider Girl's gone now. And I will take 2 damage.
Not cool, not cool, not cool, not cool.
Alright, so first thing we need to do is go ahead and exhaust the apartment. And what do we got here? Ooh, la 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 la. It's any aspect card, right? So I'll put Skilled Investigator out, which means we get to put this out. Alright, we'll hold on to Skilled Investigator just to make sure that I played this right. Let's go ahead and heal Spider Woman for 3. Flip over. Then I'm going to use Genius to play Incontaminant Immunity, which will give me a tough and heal me for 3. And because I played that, that's that. Skilled Investigator. There's that one. Then I'm going to use... I can use these 2 for this. So I'm going to use Relentless Assault to play Self-Propelled Glide, which will allow me to ready. Alright, well, we're going to exhaust this to play Inconspicuous, which will let me take out 3 threat from the scheme. I feel like that's the one thing I've done really well, is maintaining the scheme. And I guess I have to attack. So I guess we attack to get rid of this, which says that you take care of Surging Sands. So that's 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll exhaust this to play pitchback, and now Sandman is defeated. And we go to the second stage. And so we're going to go and draw our cards, which are, hey, look at that. We've already seen some of these. And I'll have to shuffle my cards, and I get an encounter card now. So this is all probably not happening at the best amount of time, but...
Well, I am ready for this.
All right, so before I start on the villain phase, let's do a little housekeeping. So I had, for the sand counters, I'm at 5 now, because once you beat the first stage of Sandman, the second stage it says resolve the Surging Sands ability. Actually, I don't think I did that. I also have this encounter card because I decked out. So there's the deck here. So I think that's everything situated. This does go up 1 because it's the start of a new villain phase. And then what we're going to do, I got Contaminant Immunity again, Clobber, Power of Aggression, Relentless Assault, and Spider Girl. All right, so Sandman is going to attack me. He's going to hit me for 3 plus 2, but I have a tough, so nothing happens. And I don't have to resolve his Surging Sands ability. What? And then I get my counter card, which is a clone. My other counter card, which is... so I may flip to my alter ego. I can exhaust her and remove this card from the game, or I can place 3 threat on the main scheme and discard this obligation. Alright, we'll flip this and exhaust her then. Now that's taken care of. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is exhaust Jessica Drew's apartment. We're going to get to the top 5 cards of her deck. Alright, Fluid Motion, Multitasking, Impede, Pitchback, and Strength. I guess I can take Fluid Motion, right? Because it says an aspect card. This will help me out a lot. I didn't think about how great this card is for this scenario, but this is going to help out a lot. I can pay this to get Spider Girl out. She stuns and confuses this minion. Let's play Clobber to get Fluid Motion out. Let's get rid of this one, because I'm pretty sure I'll get aggression cards. And I'll hold on to Contaminant Immunity. And, you know, yeah, sure, I didn't do much this round, but I think I set myself up pretty nicely for the next round. So, let's see here. We're going to draw 5 cards. And those 5 are Yawn Roll, Inconspicuous, Combat Training, Quake, and Energy.
I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I normally do with my hands?
Alright, so Sandman's going to scheme. He's going to scheme for 1, 2... this guy's confused, so that goes away. So main is now at 4. And then I get this card, which is Dirt Trap. And it says resolve Surging Sands ability on the city scheme, then resolve it again. And now I'm going to take 3. Yeah, you know what? Spider Girl can take 2 damage, and I'll take 1 damage. And that's because of the main scheme. It says once a acceleration token is placed on here, deal 3 indirect damage to the first player, which, you know, is always me.
Help me! Help me!
Alright, to get started, I'm going to exhaust Jessica Drew's apartment, and I get to look at the top 5 cards of the deck. And we got Yawn Roll, Venom Blast, Self-Propel. I don't know if Self-Propel, I don't think those count, but Venom Blast totally will, and that's the one we're going to go with. Alrighty then. How much damage can we get going out of here? He has 18 health. So if I can play 1, 2, 3, my damage would be 5, and I do that. That's 10 plus that. That'd be another 2. Oh, actually, it'd be higher. Yeah, gum. I think we're gonna try to go for it and see how it works. All right, so I'm gonna flip over. I'm gonna use energy to pay for combat training. Okay. Then I'm gonna use Let's use Yawn Roll and Inconspicuous to play Quake. I think this means I've played these. So I would resolve Surging Sands twice. Oh, I'm going to exhaust her. Just not probably the smarter. Oh, you know what? No. No. We're not going to do that. Alright. We're going to exhaust Sense of Justice to play this to get rid of this card, which says I need to resolve Surging Sands 5 and then 6. Or I get rid of 5 and 6, so 11 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got to either beat the snot out of this guy or get rid of all of those Surging Sands, because this is getting a little ridiculous. Alright. Okay. Yep, so we got the 2 there. Alright. Then I can exhaust this to draw a card. Self-propelled glide. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh. Alright, so right now I get to do 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Did I play an attack event? If I play this card, I get to do 5 damage, and then I can do this again, and I deal another 5. Alright, so let's see if I can get this figured out. Alright, so I'm going to play... I'm going to use this and Yawn Roll to play Venom Blast. So now I deal 5 damage to the villain. No, he is not at 113. So he's at 13 health. Okay. Venom Blast is now gone. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So I'll attack for 5 damage, which puts me at 8. I think in my best case scenario, I still miss it. It was Yawn Roll, right? Yeah, so Quake to play Self-Propelled, which readies me and gives me aerial until the end of the round. I keep putting in extra numbers that I don't want. So that means I can attack and deal another 5 damage. So we're at 3. And I believe I was in my alter ego to start with, so I can't go back. Which is unfortunate. Hopefully, I can deal another 3 damage. And then I got this game in the bag. So we're going to go ahead and draw my next 4 cards. We're looking at Contaminant Immunity still, Venom Blast, Relentless Assault, Self-Propelled Glide, and Power of Aggression. So I can totally get through this. I just need to make it through this round, and I'm good. So I'm definitely defending next round.
Damn it, don't you die on me.
Alright, so Sandman's going to go ahead and attack me. He's going to deal 3 damage. You know what? I was thinking I was gonna defend because I have 3 defense right now, but he attacks for 3, and I just don't. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna defend for 3. He's gonna hit me for 3 plus. Oh, that's awesome. He doesn't do anything because he's stunned, and my counter card is another clone.
We're in the end game now.
So at this point, I believe that this game is in the bag. I use Power of Aggression to play Venom Blast. Venom Blast does 5 damage to Sandman. And that's game. So this was my first playthrough with Spider-Woman, and she was a lot more fun than I expected. I felt that once I got some of my upgrades and supports out, I was really able to control the board state. I thought that happened a lot faster than I kind of anticipated. But again, really fun, really powerful hero. It's just when you're starting the game out in the middle of its life, there's so many characters that you kind of put off to the wayside. So that's why I've really enjoyed playing through the Web Warriors the way I have. and I kind of get to see how they're pretty powerful. Anyway, so I wanted to go and talk about Psylocke now. Obviously, I'm excited. I mean, anytime the Marvel Champions comes out with a new character, I've learned to become excited about them, just because it's going to change the way the game is created. Though I will say that I've only been following the new releases once we hit that Web Warrior phase. That's when I kind of got caught up on everything. So speaking of Web Warriors, I think that Psylocke is an updated Spider, which I think is awesome. Not that Spider needs to be updated, but they're taking some of the mechanics with Spider and they are bringing them over to Psylocke. So in this case, she's going to have her 2 side knives and side katanas upgrades that she'll always have. And she only has a 4-hand size, but she can exhaust these cards so that way she can generate resources. And it's a playstyle I really enjoy. Though it's going to be a lot different than Spider, because for Spider, you have to go out and find these upgrades. And for her, she just starts off with them. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why she may not be as strong as Spider, because Spider ends up having 5 of those resources. And so you're just constantly coming out with these cards everywhere. With Psylocke, well, she only gets 4, and then you get the 2 resources, and that's it. Though if you're able to ready your weapons, like with her 1 combat training, sorry, it's weapons training, not combat training. With weapons training, you can get rid of that card once you attack, and you ready all of your weapons. So essentially, by using that card, you would be able to ready 2 resources, essentially, which is, I think, pretty awesome. One thing that is really going to be crucial, I think, was the card Power of the Mind, where you are able to produce 2 resource cards for psionic abilities. And granted, this is going to make Cable better, and it's going to make Jean Grey better. But for Psylocke, it's going to be really important because, again, she only has that 4-hand size. So anytime you can get multiple resources out for her, I think it's going to be awesome. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's one of the characters that comes with resources in her kit. So one of the things I've also noticed is that Confuse is pretty heavy. So that kind of has me worried, just because it's not really a playstyle that I kind of gravitate towards. I know it's super strong to be able to confuse and to stun the villain a lot, but it's just not something that I really do. I normally use it more as a, oh, that's nice, not how I plan my entire deck around. I think even when playing with Miles Morales, I didn't stun or confuse that much. I do think that she's going to be a lot better at removing threat than she is going to be doing damage, and I think that's evident through Fury of the Blades, where the max amount of damage she's going to be able to do would be, for a cost of 3, she'd be able to do 6 damage. That's maximum. On the low end, she would be able to do, for 3, she would be able to do 2 damage, and she confuses 2. Which, again, it goes back to my statement of, I think she's going to rely heavily on Confuse. You know, you look at mental detection, where she's able to, for a cost of 2, she thwarts for 1 and draws 2 cards, or she's able to attack, or I'm sorry, remove 5 threat. 5 threat for 2, that's a pretty big deal. I also think that with this announcement today, and seeing that Angel is her signature ally, I feel like one of the next announcements we're going to see is going to be an Angel card, or an Angel hero. I imagine the 2 of them would probably be released right around the same time, which is pretty exciting. Again, you can watch my video on what I think it would be cool to see Angel, the short version. I would love to see something where after you get through the his obligation, that you have to flip, or you go to a different form, you go to his Archangel form. I think that'd be a really interesting way to kind of take some of his storylines and play with it. Also, from the few X-Force comics that I read, yeah, Angel is actually, I think it was called Angels and Demons, and it comes right after the Messiah Complex. But Angel is able to switch from Angel to Archangel, so I think that's a dynamic that would be really interesting. But if not, maybe what they do is they create an Angel that's basically like Ant-Man, right? Angel is the thwarting one, then you've got Archangel, who's more of the attack, and then you have Warren, who is his alter ego, obviously. One of the things I'm really excited about with this announcement, though, was the fact that they announced Lay the Trap, which is a player side scheme. One of my concerns when they announced the Cable and the next evolution was that, okay, we're getting this new thing that Cable is completely rely upon, which is the side schemes. I'm afraid they're not going to give us many more outside of this. So this kind of relieves those concerns I've had. But again, we've got things like preparations for Black Widow, and we have Cyclops, who has tactic car upgrades, and those aren't things that we've seen too much of, and I would love to see some more of those older characters, even though that Cyclops isn't that old, but I'd love to see some of these older characters get some more love, some things that geared towards them. I know that in the Discord group, a lot of people are complaining about Hulk, and they always try to build new ways to make him better. It would be cool to see some things. Not that I think Hulk is broken. I think you just have to learn how to figure out how to play him. But it would be cool to see some Gamma cards and things like that, right? Gamma cards that could but increase, make people want to go back to like a She-Hulk or a Hulk. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about in the comments, either about Psylocke or with Spider-Woman, and let me know if there's something that you would like to see in the future. I know that I'm going to finish up with the Web Warriors, and then I think I'm going to probably hit on some of the Avengers. Some of the Avengers that I like a lot, but I don't really play them much. That's kind of where I'm leaning towards. But again, let me know what you think I'm missing. Thank you.